Thank you so much for joining us for the first ever TEDxLagos Conversations Live.
Yes.
Thank you so much for joining.
This is crazy. It's first of something.
Really, thank you.
Thank you for inviting me. Thank you. This is pretty dope and nerve-wracking.
I know. I'm just hoping that the plan is just to have a conversation, make it as chill as possible.
Of course, now when you're Palona.
Okay, yeah, that's true. So pretty much, you are Nigerian and you're Sierra Leonean. You have lived in northern Nigeria before. You've lived in Lagos. You've also lived as an African in diaspora. What is your view on one Africa, on the one Africa narrative?
In what context, if you don't mind me asking?
So we kind of have like two sets of people. Some people champion, one Africa, World Africa Day. On one hand, we definitely have people who say, World Africa Day, one Africa. And another set say, wait. Africa is not a country. Don't lump us all together in one. So that's the context.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, it's definitely not a country. And I think we're in 2020, and I think people need to understand that. And I would like to drive that again, that Africa is not a country. Yeah. It is made up of many different amazingly beautiful countries. I mean, come on. And we're right now, like, it would be kind of silly not to point out that right now we're in the middle of, a whole changeover, and everyone's seeing the beauty of Africa and the history. It would almost be kind of insulting to Africans to lump us all together. In terms of our cultures, we have different cultures that we would love to share. Africans love to share their cultures.
Yeah,
very different. They love to give you their food and different things. Yeah. I mean, so yes, in the context of saying putting them all together and having this, but I think it is more I look at it more in a mindset, being your brother's keeper, the unity in strength, in numbers, in support. So when I think of, I would hope that when people think of World Africa Day, it is that the different cultures and different Africans in anywhere are celebrating in one voice the strength of Africans, the beauty of Africans, the unity of Africans, the fact that being a community is what our history is really about. It's very new to us, this whole separation, everybody's so cool being on their own. I get it, Iwala is less, but in terms of the heart of Africa, the one Africa, it makes sense, but not on paper where you're trying to lump it all as one and not understanding that like people in many different places have fought to be where they are very proud of their language. They're very proud. See, Africans are proud of.
I know.
So that's why I can understand why you said there are two different kind of people. But I don't think there should be two different kind of people. The idea is Africa deserves to shine in its northeast, southwest kind of way and central. And people should take the time to, it might be longer than lumping it all as one, but take the time to learn African history. You will appreciate it more. And that's for me, is in the mindset. Because if you decide to put it on paper, you would definitely cancel out a whole lot of people in many different areas. You know how we had, and all of a sudden it's like favoritism here. But in terms of one voice, I love the celebration of Africa as a continent. And I think anybody that wants to learn about Africa should learn the beauty in all the countries that make it up. So that's how I look at it. The narrative is there in the heart and in your mind and in movement. But for you to see the beauty of Africa, you're going to have to see it for the countries that it's made up of and its languages.
So I know that you are very, very involved in a number of causes. Like one that is really close to your heart is the Gutter Project. Could you just take us through the idea of this project?
Do I have enough time? Yeah, I'm thinking. The idea of the Gutter Project, to be honest with you, I don't think is a new concept or anything. I think maybe the name, I just give it a bit of, because people ask, why would you say the Gutter Project? Well, I think our minds have been in the gutter for quite some time, in all honesty. There is a physical idea to all of this, is that our gutters are blocked. I'm just really, really tired of having to shout and talk about it. It's really a very simple system. but we've complicated it by... It's almost like we've associated gutter and toilets and garbage, when the idea was in most of it was, running water, and so you don't have stagnant waters, and also rain.
Yeah.
And we have a lot of the issues during rainy season. Nobody wants to drive because everything is flooded. The idea is gutter in our environment has become something where you are throwing trash in it, but you're actually supposed to be taking the trash out so it doesn't block the gutter. It's not necessarily the fact that we have bad government, or or we have been misappropriated certain things. Is the idea that we have associated gutter and trash, and so the idea is because of, I understand my people, and we like to be rewarded both financially, praises, and just being appreciated. The idea was the gutter project was a reward system for communities to clean their own mess. Like you rightfully said, before you talk another person, you're supposed to clean your own, that kind of feel. So the idea is you reward communities for cleaning their own mess, and our foundation will partner up with other foundations that will take the next step. So it shows you the same way is that we are doing things separately, but I can't do it all myself. We will now partner up with, after the garbage has been cleared out, after you're teaching the community that the reason why I'm even telling you this is you won't have to be using bucket to be packing water and try to, because you don't pee, you don't poo, you don't I know I can't really curse, but there's a very, very different way I could have said this. But the idea is that, even our pure water bags, we know what we do in the general masses. And it's not really about just being educated. The idea of knowledge is to pass on the knowledge. It's not a luxury thing to be educated. Oh, I have sense. Yeah, you have sense. What are you doing to teach the other generation? What are you doing to the next thing? You're not supposed to hoard it. You're supposed to pass it on. So the idea of the gutter project is, once you go to one community, you teach them how to stay clean. You clean out your gutter. The gutters are used for this. You first have to change the mindset of what they think certain gutters are used. So it's not like you don't know, but you kind of forget after a while, after you're doing the regular thing of, even myself, I can't tell you that I've not thrown. I'll say, I remember we'll go outside. It's not, when I think about it, I'm like, did I actually really? You know what I mean? So I catch myself. It's a very realistic thing. Gutter is, I take it as my mind. So I have to clean out the trash out of my mind in order to clear it up, to see the next place to step. I call it the gutter project, where the communities, we go there, you clean up your mess, we take the dirt, we recycle it with a partner. We recycle it and turn it into either biofuel or biodegradable products that you can end up using again in your community, depending on what it is. Like now we have all these 3D printers, different things that you can put materials in there. And I watched an amazing woman in the north. She's rewarding children with solar lights when they pick up garbage. So there is a reward system that you can do, that when you take your trash, you clean up your environment, you get rewarded for your trash. Trash is money, and we have a lot of it. I don't know if it's based on personal gain, that people don't want to do the right thing, or based on, I don't really know what it is, but I just decided, instead of complaining about it, let's make it fun. Let's get people out feeling good. And then you reward that community. Oh boy, this is what we got out of cleaning. Everybody's always thinking about creating. We have amazing people already building boreholes. The idea is not to be the person always championing it. While I have, JDL charity that can come and build borehole for me here, the money that we get out of this recycle, you can build a playground for the kids in your community. I think a lot of people always think of feeding people, but they don't think of the sustainable mental part of the whole thing. So continue feeding, but how do we keep it sustainable where those people also feel part of society? It's not, I don't think it's a luxury to have a playground. I mean, children are supposed to play. If you don't create a playground for them, they create one themselves anyway. So, so if already they're doing that, the idea is you have to keep pushing the idea that you matter, you mean something. You as an African child, it's not only time that they're joining you with poverty. They think Africa, they think poverty. Like, we are the richest continent, if you ask me. as far as it's like I get very, very irritated, and if I have to, we all know this. If we weren't that rich, people won't come and take things from us. If we didn't have things to give, you wouldn't come and use the raw material. So the idea is, what you give out, you need to give it in first for people to. Don't you understand?
Yeah,
like,
I do.
The percentage you're even going to use to do this, you already have the trash to sell to do it.
Yes.
So if you're not going to give me the raw money, I'm going to use my trash and create some cash.
Yeah.
The Gutter Project is going to mobilize the youth. We use the people in the communities to do that so they can be rewarded. You set up a payment scheme. It's not based on only rewarded on the trash. Last, everybody wants to get paid.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So you have to encourage people, whether it's financial, whether it's whatever trash you pack, this is what you're doing. That would be for another full conversation, because I know we'll get into that. But yeah, that's the Gutter Project in bigger than a nutshell. But is just clean your environment and clean your life.
So there was something that you said while you were speaking on the Gutter Project, which I think is phenomenal, by the way. I think it's really powerful. Something as small as the gutter.
Yes.
It controls a whole lot, and just the fact that it's not just the physical space of the gutter, but the metaphorical meaning of it. That's really, really powerful. So I wanted to just drive back to one thing you said earlier. How do you educate people based on their current mindset? How do you educate them as opposed to the mindset that you think they should have? Like, how do you get them to be involved in community projects? How do you get them to transform their community, their environment, and, pretty much everything around them?
I don't think people are very difficult. I think situations create difficulties, if I may. I think I will speak for the environment that I'm in, that's currently in Nigeria.
Yes.
For now. And in the sense of speaking to people's mindset, I would say the current mindset right now is people don't really care about what you say anymore. They want to see the action. And not about, action speaks louder than words. We know how to do quotation and post.
Post.
It's more in the sense of, no vex. No be say I don't like your voice, but help me, show me, those kind of things. And I think we've been living with it's not do as I say, not as I do. And that, to be honest with you, is part of home training and all those kind of things and whatnot. And I think it has sense, but the doing also, because being a mom now for me, I feel like everything is taking baby steps again. In anything that you're doing, you're going to start baby steps. You can't come and... That's in terms of our people, because people have been hurt for too long by false promises and different things. So you can't just be coming and be adding promise on top of promise. Nigerians don't like promise without, but we can promise for Africa, but we don't. Yeah, so the idea is, as a mom, for me, I always say, I'm trying to adjust this, because I learned this more after children have the answers to everything. They know that if somebody pushes them, they will just move from there and leave them. It's not kind of, the idea. So, and no matter how much I shout, if they see me doing something that's really bad, they're going to copy it the next day. So that's why we know the bad things will now go hide in the corner. Maybe you just normally how you maybe you blow your nose the wrong way when they're not there. And you tell them don't do it that way, but you just quickly do something like that.
Yeah.
That's the idea, is do as I say. It's more of do what you want people to see. So the education everywhere is not about bringing people from the streets into the schools, because the school systems right now for me has failed in terms of educating us to a place where we can be in unity. I think it is making education pretty much free everywhere. If you have billboards, I will start putting the Constitution everywhere. In terms of the rape that we're talking about, consent, I will get billboards and put it there. I will put it in our, not only in English, I will put it in our languages, our different dialects, because when you're speaking to the masses, they don't really care the phone that you're trying to use currently. They just want you to hit them in the heart. They want to hear it. They want to feel it. And sometimes these are we have so many different subliminal messages everywhere anyways. So why not switch the subliminals now? Like what I want my society to learn. Oh boy, as you're passing like this, they tell you, say, no touch me. Like, don't touch you. Don't press somebody's bum if they don't really want you to do that. Both for men and for women. You know, just because you're a woman, you can't just go and grab one guy. You don't even know his status. You don't know anything. You just grab him and say, hey, is it because I can? You know, all those kind of things. Teach consent. It's not luxury to learn these things. It's supposed to be part of the lifestyle. So I wouldn't try to say or talk about it. I would literally just start putting it into motion. I will start, partnering up with, like I said, billboards, the government, put it in schools, outside of schools, put it on the bus stop, use your posters wisely. Like even on if you want to contest, can you at least put some of our some excerpts from the Constitution in there, so that, because people don't even know that. People don't know their rights. So I know a lot of people are going to be afraid when you have knowledge, but that really is the power.
There's a very popular saying that says that pretty much goes like this: if you don't fix it in your heart and address it in the home, the world is not going to change. There is no changing that will happen in the world. This actually pretty much sums up every single thing that you've been saying today. So in your from your own perspective, what's the role of the home?
It's everything. It's everything. We also hear, considering to what you said, charity begins at home, and all those kind of things and whatnot. The protection you get from your home also teaches that no matter how hard everything goes out there, you can always come back, and I will hold you and I'll protect you. And I have all these things that you can find outside, you can find them here. And I think that it is where everything starts from. If you feel safe from your home, you wouldn't feel like you're looking for something outside. Or they don't feel like that kind of thing. Say, because my dad always says this thing: I won't give you everything, but there's nothing that you are going to need outside that I cannot go and try and give you. It's just that you need to know how to work for certain things. My mom also drives, a lot of things that just try your best and get as much as you don't have to want. It's not the want. But when you now go out, you now appreciate some other things, and you're like, I want to take that thing home. I want to take it and show my people at home. Look at this thing that I found out. So I want to take it home. You shouldn't want to be run away from it. You shouldn't want to be run away from home. The idea that there's safety. Yes. There's strength. Yes. There's learning something. Yes. There's respect. Believe me, if you have all that in your home, you're going to be a force to be reckoned with. You're going to be a force to, definitely.
Wow. Disha, this has been really good. This has been
Sometimes really, I talk and I don't even know what I'm saying.
You just said everything.
I hope I'm making sense.
You actually did, 100%. This has been really, really, really good. And to everybody, please continue. Join the networking sessions, the workshops, every single thing that we have for you to our expo, meet our partners. Have a fantastic time. And I really hope you enjoyed this conversation. Thank you for joining us.